Welcome to Salary in Canada. We've got an updated list of the current average salaries within Canada currently right now as we speak. It's 2011 to 2012, so it's February 2012. So we're looking at a brief chart here right now that on average in 2011, the average income for there was 14 million people that were working, 14,254,000 people that were working, that was 15 years of age and over. And right now in 2012, that has increased by 2%, going up to 14,381,000 people that are currently working within Canada, that are collecting salaries, and this is what this chart is based upon, the different wages. So as we go down here, we can see that the average wage per hour on average for all of these different groups is $23.09. This was in 2011, and now that has increased in 2012 to $23.56. So once again, that's a 2% change year over year. On average, everyone has got about 2% increase. So when we look at particular age groups here, 15 to 24 years old, they're on average, this is the number of people that are falling within that particular group. And then we've got the average per hour, which is $13.28, and that has actually increased by 2.9% in 2012 to $13.66. And for the majority of people that are 25 to 54, there's almost 10 million people in that particular class working. That has also gone up slightly in 2012, and overall they had a 2% increase. On the low end, there's people that are 55 years and over. There's about just over 2 million of them, making about $24.81 per hour, slightly less than the 25 to 54. And once again, in 2012, they didn't really have much of an increase. They only had a 0.4% increase. So that wasn't actually in line with the other age groups that year over year increases. So when we look at the different sexes, there's men and there's women. So there's approximately equal number. There's slightly more women that are working than men in 2011, and that holds consistent in 2012. And the men are actually making more per hour on average than the women are. It's probably about $3.50 more per hour. And the interesting thing is that the men only increased 1.9%, whereas the women increased 2.2% year over year. So there is a gap, but it is closing in. And then we will look at full-time workers. There's 11 million of those people, 14 million are full-time workers, and on average they're making $24.77 per hour, and that has increased 2.2%. And then on the low side, the part-time workers, where there's almost 3 million of them, they've only increased a 0.3% year over year. So we can see that the part-time workers and the ones over 55 have had the lowest increase year over year. This is on average for this particular age group and this number of people that fall into this age group. So when we look at union workers and non-union, we've got the number of people in the unions and people not covered by unions. So the union workers are on average making quite a bit more than the non-union workers, but once again the gap has been, the percentage is lower, and it looks like the gap is closing. Permanent jobs within Canada, they are outperforming the temporary jobs. There's higher wage as well as higher increase year over year. If you need some more information on this, please feel free to visit our website. It's salaryincanada.com, and so we've got a website up here. Please feel free to check that out anytime. Thanks again for watching.